Alright, what's going on everybody? It's Jay Myrex, and today I want to talk to you guys a bit about Grooveboxes and DAWs. So over the years I've realized that a lot of people want to use their Grooveboxes in a very specific way inside their DAW. A lot of people came to my channel looking to find a solution as far as integrating Maschine and the DAW logic together. But what I noticed is that most people that came for the integrating Maschine with logic tutorial video came because they wanted to use Maschine basically in the same way that you would use battery and an MPD. And you know, I put that solution up some years back so that people could have a different way of working, because I like creating solutions. But I definitely feel like most people that went for this whole integrating Maschine inside of logic template that allows you to use logic and Maschine and basically turn Maschine into battery junior, I think a lot of those users kind of missed the point of a drum machine or Groovebox. They really missed the point. They bought just a sampler that had a dedicated hardware controller and missed the whole Groovebox element. Because a Groovebox essentially is a sequencer and sound generator. And when you remove the sequencer element, you remove the groove element. I mean, there's no groove if you don't have a sequencer. That's the way that works. So a lot of people that were saying, well, I just want to get the content into Logic so I can just work with Logic sequencer. It's like, well, you should have just bought battery. Or a Geist or something else. There was no point for you to get a Maschine or an MPC or anything like that. So my goal with this new template is to bring it back to the essence, which was the whole Groovebox workflow, which allows you to be more hands-on, to be more intuitive, to be more spontaneous, and to build things more organically instead of using more of a drag and drop workflow that you get in the DAW. So the new Logic template is all about working in the Groovebox. It's all about using the Groovebox sequencer. And then once you've done all of your recording, then you transfer over to the DAW using drag and drop. So see now, like, as of 2016, both of the Grooveboxes, whether you get the MPC software or the Maschine software, they both support drag and drop audio and MIDI. So if I do a full MIDI sequence, including Logic instruments and VSTs and samples and everything else in my Groovebox, now it's all about me just dragging the MIDI that's associated with like the Logic instruments and dragging the audio that's associated with the internal sound generator inside of my sampler and Groovebox. So that way I can get the best of both worlds, because now I can get this whole integrated Groovebox feel without limiting myself to just being in Logic or being inside of a DAW with the constraints of recording that a DAW gives you. Because a DAW gives you, like, basically you get two options. Either you're going to do cycle record within a certain loop range, or you're going to just do a full-on record straight down. But with the Grooveboxes, you get pattern-based recording. So both the MPC and the Maschine gives you this pattern-based workflow. They both work a little bit differently, but there's some ways that you can make them work the same as well. The bottom line is that most of the people that are looking at these Grooveboxes need to recognize that these are not DAWs. If you want to work in a DAW, there's plenty out there. I wouldn't even waste my time with a Groovebox if I just wanted to record DAW style. And I mean, there's times, even as a Groovebox user, there's times when it's more appropriate to go to the DAW. So for example, if I was starting my project out with something that's more acoustic, vocals, or even like, live drums, guitar, electric guitar, Rhodes even, that's a time where I would say, okay, it's more appropriate for me to start in the DAW because I'm recording like live audio. I'm not programming anything. But when you start getting into this whole groove thing and you're making beats, and I know a lot of people that bought Maschine definitely are making beats. Let's be honest and 100% genuine. Most of us that are using Grooveboxes are starting from a beat and creating songs from a beat. So a Groovebox is like the ultimate way of really getting into that workflow, because it's really about just, filling out the groove and playing it, performing it in real time, and just being able to evolve the pattern without having to worry about where am I within the arranger, or what's going to come first or what's going to come second, because that's arrangement. That's not the same thing as recording and writing. When you write, you just write your parts. You create your parts, you create your themes, but then you can decide with the Groovebox, you can decide what the order is going to be and how things are going to sequentially come after the fact. And that's one of the advantages that you get from pattern-based workflow versus standard linear workflow, where it's all about, okay, I'm working on the intro now. Now I'm working on the verse. Now I'm working on this. Because, everybody's different. So, if your brain is only wired to think about, okay, I have to work on this part right here first, that's fine. Some people are wired where it's like they are recording their feeling and not so much a regimented sequence of sounds, but more so, these are my feelings and I'm allowing it to evolve over time. So I create a pattern, then I think I want to do something else, so I create another pattern, and that's an evolution from the original pattern. So that's a different type of mindset, different type of workflow, and that's a workflow that really the Groovebox excels at. So, again, this new template that I have, a lot of people are asking about it, like, why would you use that? Why wouldn't you just record it into the DAW? Because the DAW has a different workflow, and when I'm writing, I prefer to write in a way that's much more hands-on, much more about performance, and I don't want to worry about where I am in the sequence. I don't want to worry about, okay, if I want to record another 8 bars of idea, I got to move to this 8 bars ahead of where I just recorded, so then I got to go to this drag and drop workflow. With the Groovebox, I don't do that. It's just like, okay, I'm recorded, okay. I got another idea, I just bring up another pattern and keep recording, and I don't have to move things around. I don't have to, focus my eyes to the computer to figure out where I am in the sequence. I can worry about that. I'd rather worry about that all at the same time. So when I'm starting to arrange, that's when I want to just be focused on the computer screen, like, okay, I want to move this. This is going to be my intro. I'm going to have only these tracks playing. I'm going to move now to the verse part, and only these tracks are going to be playing. And then at the, bridge, these tracks are going to be playing. That's one thought process. But if I keep going back and forth between write and then move and figure out the arrangement, that's two different mindsets for me. Two different ideas. And I like to keep those things separate. So I encourage people that buy a Groovebox that they actually learn the actual sequencer inside, so that they can get the most out of their production. Because otherwise, you're limiting your potential if you just say, okay, I'm gonna just gut the sequencer and just focus on the DAW. So anyhow, that was the rant for today, so to speak. Again, if you guys are interested in the Logic template that allows you to turn Logic into a 16-part multi-temporal sound module to sequence with your MPC or your Maschine, then go to my website, www.altruist.com. All right, so yeah, just check it out. Let me know how it works once you get it as well, because I'm getting a lot of feedback already, and people are saying that it's changing lives. And I'm not saying this to brag, it's just, I get it. It's a real thing. Once you open up the possibility of being able to record in this way, it really expands the potential for you in the studio. So anyhow, stop trying to make your Groovebox a DAW. Learn your Groovebox, learn to master it, learn how to do what you need to do inside of it, get as much as you can out of it, and then go to your DAW and continue building. That's how we do it here, all right? So yeah, until next time, peace. God bless y'all. Let's keep it going. Let's keep being active, and let's keep mastering the craft. All right, out.